Here's how you're going to master the art of reading multiple books at the same time without losing interest, without getting overwhelmed, without losing any of the parts of reading that you love. First things first, you're going to choose books in different genres. Let's say you choose to read 2 romance books. More often than not, you are going to find so many similarities within the plot, the characters, the structure, the style, the tone. Just reading in the same genre leaves a lot of room for the stories to blend into one another, and that's the last thing you want because then you're just going to lose interest, you're going to be confused, you're not going to know where you are. Next, I want you to set certain goals for certain books. So again, let's say you're reading a fiction, and let's just make your goal to have fun while you read it. So go in, immerse yourself, really enjoy it. Then let's say the second book you choose is a nonfiction or a memoir. While you're reading that, maybe your goal is to learn something new or to highlight all the interesting quotes. While you're reading it, now you have that point of view. Let's say you're reading a poetry book. Have this goal for yourself to read X amount of pages or read these small sections or find a poem that elicits this type of emotion in you. Just having different goals and different purposes for why you're reading what you're reading. And if it's all for entertainment, that's perfectly fine. But even within that, you can set the different goals of feel fully immersed in this book versus, I don't know, notice the imagery while I'm enjoying it. You also can assign different locations for different books. So let's say while you are reading your fiction romance story, you cuddle up in bed and you have a big blanket on and you're drinking tea and like that's your little routine with the fiction book. Then let's say for the nonfiction, you read it on the train while you're on your way to work, or you read it on your commute, or you even listen to it as an audiobook on your way to work, whatever the case may be. While you read your poetry book, maybe you are sitting in a park or you're sitting outside, but exclusively assigning locations for each book is going to help you, again, not to blend it all together into one. And it just makes it more fun. Like, what are the vibes of the story you're reading? And lastly, you can switch up the format in which you're reading each book. So let's say the fiction you are reading as a physical book, then the nonfiction, maybe you're listening in as an audiobook, and then the poetry book you read on a Kindle. Now, I know not everyone has the luxury to have all these different means of reading a book, so I'm not going to say you have to do this one. I will be honest with you, I just read physical books. Like, I'm not switching up the format, and I still don't ever feel confused and uninterested in all of that. But if you need a little extra tip, take it a little step further, try reading in different formats.